Despite its large prevalence in our society today, you may be surprised to find out the flu vaccine was only created 80 years ago in the year 1940 by Dr. Thomas Francis Jr. and Dr. Jonas Salk. You may be familiar with Dr. Jonas Salk as he was also influential in creating the first polio vaccine. Both men served as lead researchers at the University of Michigan, where they developed the first inactive flu vaccine. Before I begin, I would like to explain some key terms that will help the audience understand my stance during the duration of the debate. The CDC is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. An anti-vaxxer is a term that has used to been called those who do not vaccinate themselves and their children. And lastly, the flu is short for influenza, which can be a deadly disease if not treated. And often symptoms present as a cough, fatigue, runny nose, muscle aches, chills, headache, and a sore throat. Now that I've defined these terms, I would like to present my issue to the audience. I believe all students who attend public school should be required to have a flu shot. It is recommended by doctors everyone receive a flu shot, with few exceptions. Children who attend public school and are not properly vaccinated are a threat to themselves and society. While children are more likely to bounce back from flu, those who are immunocompromised and pregnant may not. Being immunocompromised could mean having diabetes, asthma, cystic fibrosis, cancer, COPD, HIV and AIDS, obesity, or having a kidney and liver disease. Working or attending public school allows this to affect numerous people, teachers, and students alike. While there is often the common misconception the flu shot can give you the flu, I'm here to tell you that is completely false. An NPR article reports that while interviewing Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious disease specialist at Vanderbilt School of Medicine in Nashville, it is not biologically possible to catch an illness from an inactive vaccine, and even the weakened live virus in the naval vaccine cannot cause the flu. Lastly, it is important to regularly receive a flu shot each year due to the constantly changing strains of the flu virus, which we cannot always predict which type will be prevalent each year, but we can do our best to safeguard ourselves and our families from the dangers which come from the flu. Children who attend public school are one of the largest carriers of germs during the flu season. The reasoning behind this comes from the Nationwide Children's Hospital, which states a flu virus is often passed from child to child through sneezing or coughing. The virus can also live for a short time on surfaces. This includes doorknobs, toys, pencils, keyboards, phones, tablets, and countertops. It can also be passed through shared eating utensils or drinking. Your child can get the flu virus by touching something that was touched by an infected person and then touched his mouth, eyes, or nose. Due to this reasoning, it is clear how easily the flu can spread in schools if the flu vaccine is not mandatory. It is also irresponsible to put the lives of not only the teachers but janitors, nurses, and students who are at risk because one person does not want their child vaccinated. Parents do not know the medical history of every person working at the school, and their selfish actions are teaching their children it is okay to put their needs above the needs of others. Those who are immunocompromised will be more at risk during this flu season. Currently, as of 2018, the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America reports that about 6.2 million children under 18 suffer from asthma. The number of children who are affected by obesity in America is 13.7 million. Both are immunocompromised groups, which leads their bodies to not be as strong as those who are not immunocompromised. And I know there are many misconceptions about the flu vaccine, so I would like to clear this up at this point. So growing up, I heard many of my friends admit that their parents would not allow them to receive the flu vaccine out of fear they would get the flu, or they received the shot once as a child and they believed the vaccination caused the flu, so they never received it again. However, both of these rumors are false, and this is a widely spread fear that has manifested into the truth for many families. But Vanderbilt School of Medicine, Dr. William Schaffner, said this is not possible for anyone to get sick from flu shots. Anyone who gets sick after a flu shot has either caught the bug either just before or after getting vaccinated. It takes about 2 to 5 days to incubate a flu virus, but just 2 weeks for a flu vaccine to start working. So if you catch the flu in the waiting room, you can still fall ill. However, some people may feel under the weather due to the side effects, which are completely normal. While many think forcing school children to vaccinate themselves to attend school is harsh and outside of a school's jurisdiction, they should realize school children have mandatory booster shots that are required by all school districts, and parents must comply with this. However, while students may be expected to return to school with their vaccinations, parents will only be able to return their unvaccinated child with a religious exemption. The CDC states state laws establish vaccination requirements for school children. These laws often apply not only to children attending public schools, but also those private schools and daycare facilities. All states provide medical examinations, and some states offer exemptions for religious and philosophical reasons. While many parents will try to exempt their children from the protections of a flu shot to protect them from modern science, not only are they placing their families at risk, but society. By holding these archaic views, not only takes away from the rights of the people who are vaccinating their children and themselves, but also takes away the rights of the child. It is because of this reason that states have begun allowing some minors as young as 12 to begin making medical decisions. The Pew Foundation shines a light on this issue by writing about Ethan Lindenberg, an 18-year-old from Ohio who was able to speak about his experiences in front of the Senate. Lindenberg was vaccinated when he was 18 last year, but would have done it sooner if his anti-vaxxer mother had not forbidden it. I went my entire life without vaccinations against diseases such as measles, chickenpox, polio, he told the Senate committee. He didn't blame his mother, but rather the misinformation she encountered online. The information leading people to fear for their children, for themselves, and for their families is causing outbreaks of preventable diseases, he concluded. We should allow our children and future generations the common courtesy of preventing them against preventable diseases.